Hello and welcome back to a tutorial on Saelig. This is part 6 of a 6-part tutorial series that I made for this game for beginners and for people who are just wanting to get a little bit further in the game. In this episode we'll be looking in, or this part we'll be looking in how to make money without businesses or rentals. Now there's a couple ways to do that. You don't necessarily have to buy any buildings or pretty much anything else, but you have to have a residence. So if you don't have any money, let's say for instance you don't have anything to spend your money on because you don't have any buildings, the first thing you want to do is get yourself into a bunkhouse. So a bunkhouse is one of these buildings where a number of people can live for free. So in this house over here there's I'm guessing 5. That's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this bunkhouse. So we'll set this as our active house for now. You want to move out of the bunkhouse as soon as possible. The bunkhouses are a source of diseases. And anybody who gets like the plague, for instance, and lives in a bunkhouse, everybody in that bunkhouse is suddenly under threat of getting the plague as well. So we'll move into this bunkhouse. This will be our new bunkhouse. We won't be paying any money on this bunkhouse. This doesn't cost anything. It's perfectly free. The only problem is, of course, we still have our house here, which means we still be paying silver taxes and stuff. So we'll be renting this out. So rental management, offer for rent, boom, done. All right, so we can't live in that house anymore. We can still go and sleep in it if we wanted to, because, well, we still own it and nobody is renting it at the moment. But that's about it. So we'll go in here in the bunkhouse and just relax a little bit and just just play our thing. We can also just sit here and pretend to be a little bit, let's just entertain a little bit. Let's go entertain. So yep, there we go. The two of us entertaining people. Good luck with that. I can't even play the lute. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing. Look at that dog, is like enjoying it. Anyways, next up. Now the thing is, we want to check the market. Before we do anything, we want to check the market and see which product sells the best. Now, of course, obviously, that's going to be eggs. Eggs sell at 4, vegetables at 8, fruit at 8 as well. So either one, 8 is vegetables and fruit are probably the easiest one to get because you just have to go foraging. But if you have turned foraging off, then probably eggs are the best way to go. You want to, if you don't want to have a job, and you want to start making money early on, the best thing you can do is to start foraging for vegetables and for fruit and get yourself to a point where you have some money where you can rent a house and get out of that bunkhouse as soon as possible. So we'll go to this fruit patch, or not this fruit patch. We'll look on, press tab, and we'll go to the map and we'll look around and see if we can't find ourselves a vegetable patch. There's a vegetable patch there. There's a vegetable patch over there. And just by looking at the icons, this is a fruit patch. We don't want to go to the fruit patch because it is currently in, I think it's spring. Yeah, spring it is. And in spring, the fruit are still not ripe yet. So fruit is ripe in summer and in autumn. And you can harvest as much fruit as you want. And then in the winter, it's vegetables. And in the fall, it's vegetables. I think also in spring it's vegetables. I'm not quite sure. So we'll just check it out. So we'll have in the summer vegetables and fruit are both harvestable. So we'll when the summer and so on, you can harvest either one of them and decide what you want to do. So we have now relinquished our house to the Osman family for 125 silver a day. So we'll be making money off of that because we only have 40 silver in rental. And we'll have 125 made. So we'll be earning around 85 silver each day. So we want to supplement that earnings with something else. So we'll just harvest a whole bunch of vegetables over here. Let's see if we can get to this point. It is pretty far. That's me over there moving. Get to this vegetable patch. We'll start harvesting as much as we can. You, get away, go. There is a limit to how much vegetables there are here. So we want to get as many vegetables as we possibly can, and we don't like it when other people come and grab vegetables as well. Now, we don't have a pack, so we can't carry as much as we want, as we possibly could. So if you do have some money, the first thing you would like to do is probably go get yourself to a market. Let's go to a market, and let's see if we can't sell all of our vegetables. So we'll go over to this market over here. This is the Atterkop market. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit more coin. Beautiful. So we have 125 in rent. And then we're going to pay 40 in silver taxes in a bit. We have a family home. You said new family home, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. All of the members of my family will then be living there. Now we have now made a little bit of money. We have now also gone to the market here. Let's go and select the market. Let's go to our pack. This is where we store all of our stuff. And let's grab all of our vegetables and let's move that directly into the storage of the market and sell. There we go. We have just sold all of our vegetables for 50 coin. Now obviously, of course, that isn't much. And we want to try and see if we can get some more. So if you do have a little bit, first thing you should probably do is buy a leather pack. We'll buy one. We can select as many as we want. Like for instance, if we wanted to buy oats, there's 9 oats currently in the market, or 51 wheat. 51 wheat. If we selected the 51 wheat, you can see the top on your mouse that there's 51 wheat on your hand, in your hand at the moment. And if you move that to your pack, you will buy 51 wheat for 11 coin. That's how the yellow numbers are for buying and the orange numbers are for selling. So we don't want to do that because that would be stupid because we don't have anything to do with that. Selling is always worth less than buying. So we don't want to buy at a high price and then sell at a low price. I mean, sell at yeah, exactly. So we don't buy a high price and sell at a low price. We want to sell at a low price. We want to buy at a low price and sell at a high price. So, but you can always set how many you want to buy. Say, for instance, we want to buy 20. If you press on the 20, suddenly you have 20 of these wheat bundles in your pocket, and then you can move it to your pack and select that only. Now, we want only one pack, so we'll buy just the one. Obviously, if there were multiple here, we would have to select that. We can also, of course, select the plus or the negative or minus button to be able to increase the number or decrease the number. We'll move that to our pack, and as soon as we drop it into our packet or into our pockets, we will have bought it. There we go. We have paid 528 in silver for this backpack. And now we want to wear it. So we'll go back to our character and we'll move our backpack to our pack pocket, to our pack slot. And now we have it in our pocket. So now we have 6 slots for our pocket and we have 6 slots for our pack. But now we also have the ability to store more items in our pack than before. We can, I think we can still sleep in our house. Yeah, let's go sleep in our house. It's still our house. We still own it. I mean, it's not very nice. So we'll go to the house and we'll enter the house with this button here over here. It says enter and exit. And we'll see, well, that's me sleeping. And these are the residents that are currently renting the house. And we're just sleeping with them for a little bit. Now, they don't mind. I'm pretty sure they don't even mind if I eat some of their bread. So we'll just leave that alone. Just speed up a bit. Okay, so the next thing you can do to make a little bit of money without having to buy a business is to get a job. Obviously, you want to get a job by pressing the find job setting, but we'll do that in a bit. Let's just first go and select, see if we can find ourselves a little bit more in the way of vegetables or eggs. There is, of course, a building, like a coop, a chicken coop. There it is, that chicken coop over here. We can select the chicken coop with our right mouse button and then select forage, and then our character will come over here as soon as he wobbles over here, blah, blah, blah. There we go. And now we'll be harvesting as many of our eggs as possible. Now, there is a chance that one of these chickens will like us, and then we'll have a pet. He'll come with us. This black chicken seems to be very preoccupied with our boots. Maybe he want to be friends. Now, you can get different characters or different animals to decide to be your friend. It could be a deer. It could be a fox. It could be a chicken. It could be a cat or a dog. Whatever that comes along. You can also, I think you could buy dogs. I don't know if you can still. I don't know if this dog is already owned. But there is a chance that you could, let's see, where can I entertain? No. We'll just keep foraging. Yep, there we go. Keep foraging. There we go. And then we'll get as many eggs as possible. Now, you can see in our pack that the eggs are being stacked. So currently we have 10 stacks of eggs. If we were to move this back into our pockets, it will be split into singular eggs. So we want to keep this in our pack as much as possible because it simply stacks. If it doesn't stack in our pockets, because I'm not quite sure who would keep an egg in their pocket. It's not very smart. Now there is a limit to how many eggs are in a coop. So right now we get a message there are no eggs here. Try again later. So they will return over time. and then those chicken will poop out a couple more eggs and so on. So let's go ahead and sell these eggs. We'll select all the eggs by double click them, and then move them to the market, into the storage, and then boop, there we go. We got 64 eggs, 64 silver for 16 eggs. And now we can also see that these eggs have been put into the market and are now available for sale. Where are they? They're not here. Probably because we need to... it takes a little while for them to be sold again. They're maybe in the view. You need to level 35 trading skill to see the stock content of the stockpile. All right, so the stockpile is something we'll get into maybe in another episode if people wanted to. But for now, it's fine. Okay, next thing up. We want to see if we can get ourselves a little bit something else. Now, I have a bit of money. I have 3,631 coin, and I want to make a little bit more money. Now, obviously, there is a possibility that this market has an axe. And we'll buy an axe. Can we go to the market? There we go. We'll buy one axe. Boop. And just select the one. Make sure that we only have one. Otherwise, we'll buy three, and then it's just a waste of money. Put that in my pocket. Boop. We'll pay for the axe. And now we'll put the axe in our weapon slot so that we can actually use it. Now that we have an axe, we actually have the option to chop trees. Before the axe, if we remove the axe from our pocket by clicking it again, we'll notice that there is no way to chop trees. The chop trees or set trap option are both disabled. So being in this configuration means that we cannot chop trees, or we cannot chop or set a trap. We don't have any traps, that's why we can't set any traps, and we don't have the axe in our weapon slot, so we can't chop the trees. Let's go move it into our weapon slot, and now we should be able to select a chop trees option. Now the chop trees option is necessary if we want to build a house. Let's say, for instance, this small plot is for sale, and we want to buy it. Now, we want to buy it because we want to build something on it. We can build something on it because we have a development option with this little hammer option here. We can build a flour mill, a hut, a mine, a trading post, wood cutting hut, whatever. But they all take silver. So 3,500 silver for a wood cutting hut and 35 wood. Now, of course, we don't have any wood in our pocket. As a matter of fact, we don't have anything in our pocket. We don't even have food. So we're getting a little bit hungry. So we might have to go and get some food in a bit. But we'll just keep on working on this. But say, for instance, we want to use this little plot to build a hut. We want to build a hut here and rent it out. Or we would like to build a field. It's also possible. Or a corral. Well, a corral requires a large plot, which of course we don't own. So this is a small plot. Let's see if we can find a large plot. This is a large plot here. So this large plot has the option to build a corral. So we can build a corral for 5 wood and 500 silver if we first buy this plot. Now the plot itself costs 1,500 silver. We won't buy that at the moment. This plot over here is worth 600 silver, and we would like to build something on this plot. So we'll buy this plot. It's going to cost us 600 silver. Let's buy it. And then let's see how much wood we have in our pocket. We have 3 wood. We'll just wait until we have 2 more wood. But I'm getting a little bit hungry, so let's go and get something to eat. Probably need to go to either the vegetable patch, or we can go into the town and see. Maybe the market has something to sell. Let's see if we can find some food at the market. Now they're selling vegetables for 12 coin. We don't want to pay that, so we're just going to go to the vegetable patch over here and get as many vegetables as possible, and see if we can't get rid of this hunger. Now, because our stomach is empty, it's 4% full, only 3% full, we're getting a debuff called hunger and immunity disable. So currently we are hungry. That means we are immune deficient. So we can get sick easier. And because we live in a bunkhouse, this is not the smartest thing to do. We are also tired. So our immunity and our learning rate is decreased. Now, our learning rate is important because we want to learn as much as possible from the things that we do. Now, if we were to just constantly harvest vegetables, we would get better at harvesting vegetables. The problem, of course, is because we have this immunity and learning rate decreased option, or debuff, set at the moment, we'll be learning as a lot slower. So we'll be getting fewer points to our vegetable and research. What happened to that? I'm not quite sure what happened there. To our vegetables and your vegetable gathering skill. So as we get more familiar with how to collect vegetables and so on, this skill level is going to increase until we reach level 28. Now, obviously, every level and the subsequent level after that becomes more and more expensive, require more and more skills, or more and more skill points to be able to make that to the next level. And we're going to level 28 in a bit. And let's see. Stop digging in my... Okay, there we are. We're almost at 28, and boop, there we are. Now level 28, working towards level 29. If we were to continue harvesting vegetables, we would, of course, be able to actually make increase our skills quite considerably. And we will do that as you trade with the market. Every single trade that you do with the market, including your businesses, increases your trading skills, and eventually you'll have a very good skill at or ability to trade. And then the higher your trade skills are, the more likely is that you'll get a nice bit of coin. Now, currently we're sitting at stomach at 38% full. We want to get that as full as possible, so we'll just eat some more by moving food, or what is considered to be food, into our eat and charm slot. And there we go. We have our stomach full right now. That means we have a buff called a well-fed. And that means our immunity is increased, which means we will not get we won't be as susceptible to diseases like the plague or anything else while we're in the bunkhouse while this buff is on. This buff doesn't last forever, and of course eventually it will just disappear completely. So we want to see if we can keep that as long as possible. So if you want to keep some food in your pocket, your character will automatically eat out of your pocket if the stomach content is below 20 or 30%. That way you can keep going a little bit longer, and as long as you have some food in your pocket. If you do not have any food in your pocket, you can get the debuff like we had before, where you will be immune and susceptible to diseases, and possibly also a little bit tired. Now we have still got 3 wood. Let's go and chop some more trees. We don't need to wait until our energy levels are completely 100%, but we will still have the debuff, tired immunity and rate decreased because of it. So we'll just leave that alone. Let's just speed up a bit. Let's just continue chopping some more wood. Now he will select a tree where he can keep on chopping some more wood, and then as soon as we have 5 wood, we'll come over to our small plot and we'll see if we can't build something there. Now we want to, you can also sell wood that you have gathered at the market, and it does sell for quite a bit. 18 silver instead of the vegetables for 8 and the wheat for 7. 18 silver is quite a bit. So if you have 10 wood, you can make 180 silver in a day. Of course, it's kind of, you would have to keep on working off and on pretty much forever until you actually have enough money to buy something. Now you want to get to the point where you can actually buy a business or another house or build another house. So the first thing you want to do is try and get to 600 coins so you can buy a small plot, and then get some wood and a little bit more silver so that you can actually build the building that you want. You want to start out with a field because that's the cheapest, and it also gives you the most money. So we'll see if we can't build a field. I'm not quite sure if we can actually build a field on a small plot. This is a large plot. Let's see. Can we? No, I don't want to buy that. Can we buy? Okay, we can build a field on the large plot. I don't think we can build a field on the small plot. So we'll just check the small plot. Can we build a field here? A hut, a shed? No, we can't build a field on the small plot. So we'll sell this one. So sell it back for 600 silver, and then let's see. Do we have enough wood? Yes, we do. Excellent. So we'll go to a large plot. Let's see. Is that a large plot there? That's a large plot. And we'll buy this large plot. We do have enough silver, so let's go ahead and do that. Boop. We still have enough silver to buy a field, so we'll then deposit our wood, 5 wood, into this slot here, which is the large plot slot, and then we'll go to building development, and we'll select, because we can have 2 options to select. We have a hut and we have a field. We'll select the field, and then we'll set the field to be built, and then we'll have to wait until it's actually built. In the meantime, let's go take a little sleepy sleep. So we'll let him sleep, and then we'll wait until, there we go, until the field is ready. Now the field is now available, and we'll just have to wait until we have a little bit more energy, and then we'll keep on going. But in the meantime, we can select the field. We can see that currently the owner, me, is the only person that actually works here. And of course, we want to make some money. We have lost quite a bit. We can see how much we have lost by our daily balance. And right now we paid 500 for building development, 1,500 for purchasing a large plot. And we have some 100 silver to pay in taxes because we still have the small plot. Now the small plot will be sold off eventually over time. Somebody will come by and want to buy it. Now, of course, if you build something on it, like a hut or whatever, it sells a little bit faster. So you want to start with getting the hut as soon as possible. Now, because we have a little bit more energy now, let's go ahead and set ourselves up to work in the field. Go to. And let's select something to do. Now, we only have ourselves as a worker in this field, and we want to start working on something that can actually sell. So we can see in the field what we can sell, which sells the most. And right now it's oats. So we want to make as much oats as possible. So we'll select oats as something we want to do. And we will see that our character will go to work. Now this is of course the best solution. If you have no money, you start like a beggar or a vagrant, then I suggest you get to this point where you can have 1,500 to 1,700 coin, build yourself a field and start working it. Now of course you can always hire somebody. So we want to hire an employee to work our field together with us. Because the more employees you have, the faster your crops are harvested. So you want to have as many hands as possible. So let's go ahead and hire somebody. Now this is going to add some more cost to our overall daily payment. So we'll find somebody here. Like Sengitya, for instance, is a farmer. She has 0 skills in farming. I'm not quite sure why she would call herself a farmer. We're going to find somebody who has a little bit more experience in farming. So this over here is a Baldric. We also have Newton. Baldric here has a little bit of skill in... we don't want to search on somebody. Baldric. Where's Baldric? Baldric! Baldric. I lost Baldric. I'm not quite sure what happened to Baldric. It reformatted itself. Okay. Grimbold over here has some experience in farming. Even though he's a watchman, we can still hire him. And then we have Eowyn. She has a little bit of experience in fruit and vegetables. We're looking for somebody who has experience in oats. Because we want to hire that person to help us harvest oats. And the more experience that person has in oats, the faster we can harvest our oats, obviously. So we'll look for somebody who has oats. Okay, this one up over here. Wayman is also a farmer, and he has 2 to 3 knowledge in oats. So let's see, there's not much, about the same as what we have, which isn't very good. So we'll look for somebody else. The higher the numbers are, the faster the harvest for oats and stuff will be. So we'll look around. I don't see anybody else with any oats skills. Oh, we have, no. Oh, that one here. Here, Page. He's a town referee. But he has 14 to 15, so we'll hire him, see if we can. Can we hire him? No, we cannot hire him. Bloody hell, okay. Like, I don't want any unhirables. Okay, we'll just keep on looking. Oh, here, Dawn, 30, is a little bit skilled in oats harvesting, so we'll hire her. Now it's kind of getting a little bit late, and the farm will stay open from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it's already 5. Is it a.m.? I'm not quite sure how. What? I think it's getting dark, so the sun's already set. I think. I'm not quite sure if it's going up or coming down. Is it getting darker? I think it's getting lighter. So that was 5 a.m. So hopefully dawn will show up sometime. Now I hired her, not really knowing where she lives. So she could live in the village or she could live in a different village. And then we'll see when she comes here. Now you can see the progress you have by moving your mouse button over the oats. And right now you can see that we are sitting at 17, 18, 19% of harvesting oats. And as soon as we have 100%, that oat will then move into the slot for the field itself, and then you can move that to your cart, your tiny cart, and then sell it at market. Anyways, this tutorial is almost over. Let's see if we can get a couple of oats and then move it to market and see if we can sell something. No, she is. There she is. Look, she's working the field as well. Now our oats are going twice as fast. Because she actually can help. Because she has way more skill in oats collecting than we do. So we'll move that into, we'll just wait until we have 100% oats. There we go. Now we'll move this into our cart. Let's go to tiny cart. Push that into there. Boopity boop. There we go. We only have, our carts can only handle 20 oats at the moment. And now we want to move that to our market. So let's go ahead and select myself. Let's move to the cart. Let's click on the cart. And now let's move it to the market. Let's go to, as you can see, as soon as I have my hands on the cart, I can now go to a market. I want to go to the closest market, which is this one, which of course is the Atacop market. So I'll select Atacop market, and then I'll have this little pop-up if I press the left mouse button, and I'll say offload and return home. So there we go. Now you should see myself, your character, move the cart to the market, and then as soon as he's sold everything, there we go. 280 oats, beautiful. 280 silver for 40 oats or 20 oats, which is a pretty good one. Now let's go ahead and continue working the oats fields. Let's harvest as many oats as we possibly can, and that way let's get as much money as possible. Now we only made a couple of $100, but it's a start. And then once we have enough, we can buy another field right next door, like this large plot, and build another field or corral, and then progress and advance. Anyways, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, dislike, it's fine. And I will see you guys maybe in the next one. I don't know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.